Welcome, Krista here. I'm so excited to be here with you today. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes, but for now, just get settled in, enjoy a little Doja Cat, and hang out with us for the next couple minutes before we get started. Good morning, Barbara. Yeah, please say hello. I would love to chat with you all. We got a bunch of people in here already. Fern, hi. Joy, hello. Lavetia, hello. Lana, hi. Good morning. Oh, there's so many. Malaysia, John, Hannah, Laverne, Brianna, Cheryl. Oh my gosh, I can't even keep up. Lillian, Lynette, Toya, Jan, hello. How's everybody feeling? Are you excited? I gotta tell you, I am hyped up this morning. Part of it's the time, and part of it's that this is my third mug of coffee. So, and hello, hi Tahira from Long Island. Janice, hello. Cassandra, hi. Kel, hello. Kelsey, Mary Alexander's here. Y'all watch out. She is a member of Grant Writing Made Easy, and she is amazing. Abigail, hello. Benicia, hello. Glenda, Kel, Victoria, Melissa, Jashun, Becky, Julie, Ruth, Heidi, Fern. Fern, yeah, you can't turn your mic and camera on, but you can chat. So we'll be here to answer all your questions. Zen, hello. Boss Club member, thank you for being here. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, if you are new to me, hello, I'm Dr. Krista Kurlinkis, and this is How to Build a Profitable Grant Writing Business. Thank you all so much for being here. These are the absolute best part of my job. So I enjoy these so much, and I love getting to know you all and seeing how I can help. So this training is for writers who want to get paid to write grants for clients. More importantly, this training is for writers who want to build a profitable grant writing business. So there's more to it than just getting paid to write grants. We want to build a profitable business that's going to be sustainable and help you build wealth. Now, I know you have already said hello, but if you haven't yet, say hello and tell us also where you're from. I would love to know where everybody's joining us from. It's always so much fun to see everybody and where they are in the world. Okay, Willina is from South Carolina. Good afternoon. I lived in South Carolina briefly. Loved it. Joy is from Indy. Welcome. Lovely city, Omaha, Nebraska. Never been there, but someday. Fern is in Minnesota. Awesome. Shakira is in Iowa. One of my best friends is from Iowa. Irving, Texas. Lana, thank you. Southwest Illinois. My husband is from Illinois, Northern Illinois though. Columbia, South Carolina. Welcome. Houston, hello. Florida, Chicago, welcome. Palmer, Alaska. Hey, oh my gosh, how exciting. Massachusetts, Memphis, Central Coast, California, Queens, New York, New Jersey, DC, amazing. Tulsa, shout out Tulsa. I'm in Norman, Oklahoma. I forgot to tell you all that. So Norman is where University of Oklahoma is, and we're just south of Oklahoma City. Also, Hannah Grip is in here. She's my operations assistant. If you have questions while I'm talking, please direct them towards her or just put it in the chat and we'll answer it for you. She'll get to you. And then if it's a bigger question that needs, more time to answer, I will answer it. Okay, Manhattan, Las Vegas, Little Rock, Memphis, LA, Hampton, Virginia, Vermont, Florida. Amazing. Thank you all again so much for being here. Kathleen, I know who that Kathleen is in Norman, Oklahoma. Thank you for joining me. Boss Club member here. Krista with a K from Detroit, Michigan. Oh my gosh, I never, ever meet Krista spelled with a K, normally with a CH, so cool. Okay, wait, as I'm reading these, I'm seeing that there are 78 more messages that I haven't even seen. So if I didn't get you please know I'm so excited that you're here. Oh, Nadine said Boomer Sooners. Yeah, that's right. My husband works at OU. Edmonton, Alberta, Cameroon, Africa. So cool. All right, I could go on and on. Just wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for being here. Now, I would love to know all about your amazing work, what it is you do, your passion. You don't have to write, like a paragraph, just like a quick what you love doing, okay? Why you're here today. Right. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like you're already writing grants for somebody. It could just be like, what do you actually do on a day-to-day basis, or what are your aspirations? All right. So we have Bria, grant writer for a nonprofit. Shantae, a virtual assistant. Awesome. Care service. Birth doula and housing coordinator. Oh my gosh. Birth doulas, like, you all are queens and goddesses. I wish I had had a birth doula at my son's birth. Lesson learned. Filmmaker, grant writer, social justice, educator, financial services, student, eye doctor. Oh my gosh, so cool. Director at a daycare center, also queen. Mental health consultant, homeless ministry, paramedic at EMS. You all are so freaking amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. And you all, I am scrolling through these to see quickly. Incredible. We have so much talent and brilliance in this room right now. Okay. And I'm going to look back through these later just so I can get to know you all a little bit better. Well, I want to share a little bit about myself. I'm Dr. Krista Kurlinkas. If you don't know me, I started my business in 2015, grant writing consulting. And then in 2016, I quickly realized that there was a gap in educating grant writers and nonprofit leaders. So I created Grant Writing Made Easy. That's my signature course where I teach people all over the world how to write successful grants. And so I've kind of had this dual business going on from 2016 until now, where I have both grant writing clients that I do one-on-one grant writing for. I also do one-on-one writing coaching where I teach people how to write one-on-one and give them, the writing product of the grant itself. And then also doing these online courses. So all of that is a lot going on. I want to also share that, you may have seen that I talked a little bit about how I got started in 2015. So I got started kind of out of desperation. So I just want to let you know that I had received my PhD in 2015 in rhetoric, composition, and literacy studies from Ohio State. So go Buckeyes. We have any Buckeyes in here? I'm originally from West Virginia. So I got it in 2015. And as I was finishing my dissertation, I had taken a development director job at a nonprofit. And I share this story, not for like sympathy or anything like that, just because I know it's such a common story, especially for women and even more so for women of color. But I had an abusive, toxic, dangerous working environment. And eventually I just had enough. And one day I just broke down. I was like, I just can't do this anymore. So that was a Friday afternoon. I was like sitting on the floor in my room, crying my eyes out because of this horrible boss and job and dangerous situation where he made me cry at work multiple times. And after that, I was like, I can't do this. That Saturday, I sent in my resignation via email. And that, like an hour later, probably even less than that, went on my Secretary of State site for my state in Oklahoma, filed my LLC, and just kept going from there. Like, I don't even know why I thought I could do this with having no consulting experience, but I did. And I had a few resources. I had like $3,000 in savings, but that's it. I had nothing else to fall back on. No retirement, no nothing. I did have my husband, luckily, who was my boyfriend at the time. So if something really went bad and I didn't make the money I needed to make to live, I had him. So I did have all of those and like privilege of race and education as well. However, I did not know how to do what I was doing. Like I knew how to write grants, but writing grants for clients is very different. And running your own business is its whole entire thing. And I'm seeing some of you are like, yes, you have that toxic work thing going on too. It's just way too common. And I did not want to build a business like that. And so I've worked very, very hard and intentionally not to recreate that situation. So I just wanted to show you that first year. So I left in like mid-June, left my toxic job. And then you can actually see this is a little screenshot from my FreshBooks from 2015, so long ago. That first year, my gross profit was $46,479, and then further on down, it would show like my net profit after I paid myself was like $8,000, which I feel really good about. Like that was an amazing first 6 months, right? If we had the whole year, it would have been double that, right? So it would have been about 100. Yes, not someone said it's important not to recreate what you left. Yes, so I knew I wanted to, we'll talk a little bit more about that, but make a business, not just for me to have a great life and build wealth and serve my clients and help them get grants, but I wanted to create an awesome job for other people as well. So I'm going to skip ahead to 2020, 5 years into my business. This is my printout from my new accounting system, which is Bench Accounting. So we had a good year. It was a total revenue of $355,000 and then a net profit of $117,000. So I'm just trying to show you the growth that is possible. And then we go on to 2021 last year. So my total revenue went up, as did my total expenses, but my net profit was still more, okay? And I show you this chart because a lot of times people will be like, I made $1 million in my business, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but what did they take home? And this net profit is my take home plus also profit distributions that went to me and the rest of my team, okay? So that's both. And I just want you to know and see what is possible. So if you want to create a business that actually builds wealth for you, your family, your clients, and any employees or contractors that you hire, you're going to benefit from this training massively today. Now, here is exactly what you are going to learn. So I'm going to teach you how to design services that you actually love doing and get clients results. I'm also going to teach you how to find ideal clients, and finally, how to land those perfect clients, because those are two different things. Okay, now Hannah is going to put that companion workbook up right now for you to download. So this is, I forget how many pages, but it's pretty detailed. It's going to cover everything that we cover today, because I want to make sure that you have it in multiple modalities. Also, everybody's going to get a replay of this video emailed to them a couple hours after it's done, so once it processes. So please know if you have any like auditory processing things, this workbook is basically going to teach you exactly what I'm saying here. Okay. Now I have something fun. As you're pulling that up and we're still doing like little housekeeping things, I would love it if you would just take your camera and take a little selfie of you doing the training with me and post it to Instagram or Facebook with the hashtag GrantWritingBoss. And even better, if you can tag me at GrantWritingMadeEasy, that would be amazing. Now, why should you do this? To share with other people that you're getting professional development. And also, one of you is going to win. So while I'm presenting, Hannah is going to be looking at these, and she's going to pick one of you who uses that hashtag GrantWritingBoss to receive a special gift. And it's an actual physical gift that we are going to mail to you. So we have a merch line. If you didn't know, it's at grantwritingshop.com, and we have 4 little sayings. We have Grant Writing Boss, Visionary, Changemaker, and just my company Grant Writing Made Easy logo, or my course logo. So you can go in there and check that stuff out. Hannah can put in the comments the link. Yes, she already did that. She's on top of it. Thank you, Hannah. So if you go on there and take a look around, you can see we have lots of different styles and colorways. All of the font, though, is the same, just basic and classic, okay? So go ahead and do that, and we will come back at the end and announce the winner. Okay, so once that's done, I'm just asking you to make this short training a top priority today. Close out other tasks, silence your phone, shut your door, so you can really tune in and change the future of your business starting now. And I know that sounds dramatic, but I can think back to 2 pivotal free trainings that I have taken as a business owner over the past few years. And there have been a lot that have been great, but I can think of 2 that absolutely changed my entire business and my life. And I know that this is a training that can do that for you. All right, so let's go. First, I want to hear from you all. Let's identify what's going on with your business right now. Even if you're at, starting point of 0, I still want to hear from you all. Let me know in the chat if this is you. 1, you love serving the greater good. So if this is you, say greater good. You love working with a wide variety of people and organizations and learning. Yes, starting point, greater good, absolutely. Yes, so I know you love doing this because otherwise you wouldn't be here right now. You wouldn't be in this training. Now tell me if you want the options, say options of working from home and setting your own schedule, whether that's because you have kids or parents to care for, or you just want to, okay? Maybe you want to travel, maybe you want to go rock climbing in the middle of the day. Maybe you want to take a nap in the afternoon, like I sometimes do. 2 kids under 5, yes, absolutely. Yep, I have a toddler, he's 2.5. Now, tell me if you want to be an entrepreneur, which gives you more opportunity for growth, more than any other job you're going to have, and wealth building, more than you would have in a 9-to-5. Tell me wealth. Tell me wealth. Rock climbing in the middle of the day, yes, absolutely. Wealth. And it is true. Like, this is the biggest opportunity for women, especially, to make our own path and build wealth in ways that we never could otherwise. And you'll notice most of the folks in here are women, and there's a reason for that. Okay, next, tell me, if you are a skilled writer and are exploring grant writing as a freelancer consultant as your next move, tell me next move. Ooh, wealthy rock climber. I love it, Cheryl. Yes. Next move, absolutely. And you're just not sure how to get started, or you already have a grant writing business and you want to improve it and see what's next. Absolutely. Current and parallel move. Love it. Tell me if you've been trying to figure out how to get started through lots of random internet research, or how to improve through lots of internet research that isn't really teaching you what you need and your exact next steps. Tell me next steps. You already know, like Devorah's already like, I already know what you're going to say. Next steps. Absolutely. Yes, there's so much out there. I don't want to be one more voice. I'm telling you how to think critically about your next steps and figure out what you need to do based on where you are. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Next steps. Now tell me if you have, so not everybody's going to be this one. If you have just started as a freelance grant writer / consultant, I want to change that. I don't want you to say freelancer anymore if you are. I want you to be a grant writing consultant. And you don't know how to get more clients so that you can grow this into a full-time endeavor. Okay, tell me full-time if this is you. Okay, so we have someone adding to their income with outside consulting. Someone who just started in January, congratulations. Yes, wanting to go full-time. Zen, yes. Derek, yes. Cleopatra, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Now tell me if this is you. So you want to know how to get enough clients to pay yourself not just a living wage, because we're not here to make a living wage. We're here to make a luxurious living wage. Luxurious. Tell me luxurious living. Luxurious living. Yes. Okay. And I'm here to tell you it's possible, even working with nonprofits. Okay. It is possible. Oops, did it skip? Okay, now tell me if you're someone who's been doing this for a few years and you need to learn how to scale what you already do and still be profitable, because that, let me tell you, is a challenge. Scale, tell me scale. Yeah, scale. So some of you are at that level where you want to scale, probably where it's not all you, right? So you want to learn how to build a team that allows you to do less of the client work and still get paid. Tell me, get paid very, very well. Get paid, get paid. Come on. Yes, I want to see it. Get paid. Absolutely. It doesn't have to be all on you to still pay yourself well. All right, now, if any of this resonates with you, let's keep going. I have so much to share with you today. Tell me here, ready, if you are ready to start building a profitable grant writing business today, and let this be the training that changes your business, that changes your life. Oh my gosh, so many of you ready. Awesome. Okay, so here's our little diagram, our workflow of how I train our grant writing bosses. And if you don't know, I'm going to talk to you about the Grant Writing Boss membership at the end, but this is our new training workflow. So first, we teach you how to know yourself and design your services. Then we teach you how to fill your pipeline with online marketing. Then we teach you how to get legit with all the legal concerns. And there are more for grant writers than there are for just editors or writers. Then I teach you how to go from pipelines, that's your client pipeline, to signed. And then I teach you how to work. So you better work, you know, that Britney Spears song, so that you actually get the work done, even as you're doing all this business development stuff as well. And you do it really well, make your clients happy, have good results. Then we're going to have a week on free your mind, because so much of being a business owner is working on how you react to things, how you think about things. So we teach you that as well. Then we talk about building wealth, because just doing the work and having clients is not enough to build wealth. You have to be very strategic and careful with your money. And I've learned that so well over the past 5-6 years. And then finally, I have added this totally new section, which is called Create and Sell Your First Digital Product. And I am a testament to this. This is what really grew my business. So I'm going to teach you all how I did it, how you can do it, both at the beginning and more advanced levels, so that you can both fill your client pipeline and use it as a stream of just ongoing passive revenue. I say passive because it still requires work, okay? What we're talking about today is right here in the pink highlight. We're going to talk about filling your pipeline and then going from pipeline to signed. So not the full everything that we teach in Grant Writing Boss Club, because I can't teach it in this amount of time, but we're going to touch on some key essentials, especially, just getting started and then scaling, okay? So here's exactly what you're going to learn with me today. Step 1, design your services. Even if you already have services, you've already been doing this, I bet you can improve them. I'm always refining. So I'm going to help you do that today. Step 2, find your ideal clients, because like we said, we're not replicating that toxic work environment. We're going to find clients that you want to work with, who are going to be good and respectful to you. And finally, step number 3, land those perfect clients. So you've got to do more than just find who you want to work with. You've got to convince them to work with you. And we're going to try to make that as automated as possible, so it's less work for you. All right, now, before we go to step 1, I want to say, if you are here, you have likely already decided, or at least considered, becoming a grant writing consultant or freelance grant writer. And I already know, yes, I already know that that's most of you, okay? And also, you have the skill to be a great grant writer. Now, I want to tell you right now, this is a concern that I get so often. You don't have to have 10 years plus of grant writing experience and millions of dollars awarded to write grants as a consultant. Okay, I will tell you, I did not. I had only written 3 academic research grants before I went to my development director job. And then I had only worked with that one nonprofit. And yeah, we had won several $100,000 in that time that I was there, over that 4 months. But that was the extent of my experience. But what I had writing ability, critical thinking ability, and the ability to go out there and get work done and get clients. And if you have those things, you can be a grant writer too, a grant writing consultant. But there's a lot more to running a profitable grant writing business than just being a great writer or being familiar with nonprofits and how they work. There's more to it than just getting a full client roster and being busy all the time. And if you're a current grant writing consultant, tell me busy. I bet y'all are too busy right now. More busy than you want to be, probably. If you're already working as a grant writing freelancer consultant, so I bet you already find yourself sometimes either doing work you don't love doing or working with clients you don't love working with. If that's you, tell me yes. To build a profitable grant writing business, we cannot be doing either of those things anymore. And I'm helping you, if you're just getting started, set it up so that you never do those things, okay? Set it up right. It's not sustainable if the work you choose to do is energy and spirit draining. Having work that doesn't drain you is not a nice to have quality. It's an essential to have quality to grow a profitable business, okay? If your business is not good for you, it's not going to grow, or it's going to grow and you're going to diminish. We don't want that. So let me show you how. Step 1, design your services, okay? You can pull this up in your workbook. Follow along with me. This step is so important to do carefully and think ahead, okay? You don't want to build another business that you don't want, or a business that you don't want, or another workplace you don't enjoy. That starts with offering services that you are both good at and you enjoy doing. So there's an intersection there. So some people call this your zone of genius. So we want to make sure that you love doing these things and you are also very good at doing them, okay? So I want you to offer services at that intersection of what you are both good at doing and enjoy doing. That means you have to have some good self-knowledge. So let's chat a little bit about that. First, you need to think about what you know. So don't start at some arbitrary point just because you feel you don't have enough experience. If you have written a few grants, gotten good feedback, even if they weren't awarded, then start there. So let's take a look at some skills you might be good at in that pink left-hand column. So you might be a great writer, okay? And we see, obviously, this is going to be essential for any part of grant writing or most parts of grant writing. Maybe you're someone who's really great at math. That is going to come into play when you put together the budget. Maybe you're an amazing researcher. That is going to impact the narrative and the grant search and prospecting process. Maybe you're a great critical thinker, have great analytic skills. So deciphering rules and requirements for grants and evaluating grant prospects are going to be your skills. What about strategic thinking? Then you might be great at program design. What about attention to detail and organization? You're going to be a great client project manager, okay? Now, I'm not saying you must be great at all of these things. I'm saying which one of these things on the left-hand side do you know you're already great at? And then see what that corresponds to, because that's the type of service that you can start with. So I want you all to tell me, what is your genius? I'm going to bring this list back up. Of these, which is your genius? Writing skills? Math skills? Look at these people in here with the math skills. I love you all. You are so needed. Research, strategic thinking. Okay, research, analytic, attention to detail. So you're going to take this list and find what are those things on the right-hand side that this makes you great at when it comes to being a grant writing consultant. Brilliant, strategic thinking, analytic, such a great variety. Attention to detail. Fantastic. Now, knowing that, I want to tell you to write those down in your workbook if you have that pulled up, or come back to it later and write those down. Know which tasks you can do well now and know what you might enjoy. So you might have a gut reaction to some of those. For me, my gut reaction is math. Ugh, no, thank you. Even if I'm pretty good at it, it's not what I love to do. So if I can find a way in my processes not to have to do the budget, I will. When I first got started, I did not do grant search prospecting, okay? I didn't know enough when I got started about the rules of grant making and who would be qualified for what. But over the years, I've grown to have worked with over 100 clients, so I see who is really eligible and qualified. So I'm not going to tell you start with the grant search service like some people might tell you to start with because it's easy. I think it takes a lot of skill, and that if you don't have that knowledge and experience, don't start with that. Start with whatever thing you're great at on that list. Now, if you haven't offered these yet, then even then you might know what kind of tasks you enjoy. But if you're just not sure, just start somewhere. And as you start implementing and you grow, you'll learn. You'll learn really quickly what you love to do and what you don't love to do. So there's nothing better than implementing and seeing what it is you like to do. And there's nothing wrong with flailing and starting and then saying, oh no, I don't think I want to do that again. That's how you learn. Now I want you to choose 1, 2, 3 specific services and no more than that you are going to pitch. And I'm going to help you start this process during this training today so that you walk away with some things completed and ready to go. Okay. We're leaving with these action steps completed. Write down your services, give them a name, and define them. Now I'm going to show you some examples. So here's an example service list. This looks similar to mine. Grant writing, budget development, program design, grant prospect research. And I separate these out because they're all different things and they can all be individual services. Now here's what mine actually looks like, and I'm very specific about the naming, and I'm consistent across my different materials. So from my website to my service sheet to my social media, this is how I phrase my services. So grant readiness assessment, grant search and evaluation, and grant writing and revision. Okay, so keep it consistent. Now I want you to write your 1 to 3 services down in your workbook or share them in the chat with me, because I want to know, how are you taking those things that you know you're good at and translating them into services? And of course you can revise these later, but just tell me 1 to 3. Okay. Grant researcher, bulldog grant researcher. I love that. Let me pull up the examples again. Okay, Katie, grant writing and revision, program design, grant prospect, research, brilliant. And we're limiting it to 3, okay? Because you don't need more than 3. More than 3 is going to be a distraction, and it's going to, initially, it is going to take too much of your attention to refine those services. We want to have these little package services perfected and ready to go. Strategic planning, okay, that's one I didn't mention. Also essential for nonprofits and grant writing and grant proposals is strategic planning. That's very important. Grant research, tax prepare, finding lost money, and grant writing, program design, budget development, and grant writing. Brilliant, brilliant, love it. Yes, and some of you all can work with each other. Yes, so this is a great resource to see who could fill in gaps for you. Okay, so now I want you to know that you're going to go back and explain what each of these services mean in detail, because if you just put these on your site or just tell people this is what I do, they're not going to fully understand what that entails, right? So we need to have detailed descriptions. So here is what I say for my grant search and evaluation description. This service includes a goal setting session, review and assessment of current grant portfolio, identification of 20 to 30 qualified grant opportunities, and creation of a grant prospect spreadsheet with an application timeline and prospect assessment. So this is what I give people to read as they're like trying to find out about my services. Once I get into the call with them, I explain it in even more detail. Now, I think most of you here seem to have a pretty clear picture of what you want to do, okay, and who you want to serve with those services. So you've told me your 1 to 3 services. Now we need to find the ideal clients that are going to want those services. So we're doing that by creating a client avatar. Awesome, Lori said, yeah, big light bulb just went on. Love it. Now, you can do this in your workbook. You can also do it right here with me. This avatar is not going to just sit there in your workbook. You're going to use it. You're going to have it pulled up on your screen as you search for clients online. It's not prescriptive though, so please don't see it as limiting. If you find a nonprofit client that doesn't meet all of the requirements, descriptions of your client avatar, but it's an organization that you love and know you could serve, don't discount it. Like, it could totally be there for you. So just think, this is my dream ideal client. Not everybody has to meet all of these criteria. Now on page 6, we have these questions. You can answer there, or you can tell me some of these here. So first, what kind of organization do they have? Okay. What type of services do they offer? Do they offer homeless services? Do they offer a food pantry? Do they offer an out-of-school educational program? Do they offer reentry services? What do they do? Then what is their size and or annual budget? This one seems like, maybe you're niching down too far, but there are millions of nonprofits, okay? So figuring out at what level they're at, especially if you're a growing consultant, you've already started and you're like, I've been working with these nonprofits that have very small budgets. I'm ready to take it up a notch and work with clients who are ready to pay me more, work with me more, and do more. Okay. Then we want to know where they located. Now this is important, not just for like your workflow, but for who you are legally able to serve, right? So some states do require that grant writers register as professional fundraising consultants. So it's important to know, like, do I want to get all of my clients in, one state for now so that I don't have to pay tons of fees up front? So that's something important to think about. Now I want you to say, who do they serve? Okay. What target population are they serving? Are they serving a particular marginalized group? Are they serving Native and Indigenous peoples? Are they serving dogs and cats? Like, who are they serving? Then what are their values? Okay, so this could be all over the place, from how, how you want them to treat employees and contractors, to their big picture organizational mission, vision, values, okay? And then finally, what kind of relationship are they looking for with a consultant? And you should really preface this at the beginning and be upfront about it, like what kind of relationship you want to have. If I've learned that I like very collaborative, friendly relationships. My clients tend to know a lot about me personally, not like I'm oversharing, but like they know about my son. Sometimes he'll be at a meeting. I had a client meeting 8 a.m. yesterday, and my son was there because like they were in Africa. And so we had to have the meeting really early, and he hadn't gone off to school yet. And they know him now, right? And they ask after him. And I love that. So know what kind of relationship you want to have. You're going to put this on your desk, post it on your wall, or make it your desktop background. Keep this front of mind for yourself. And that's going to help you bring that client to you and push away clients that you do not want coming to you. So tell me, what is just one characteristic from that list or quality that you want in a client? And I'll bring that list back up. Tell me just one of these. maybe where they live, who they serve. They can pay. Yeah, so they can pay. So what is the size of their budget, their annual budget? Serve values, pre-K-12, all incomes, collaborative, hungry, serving reentry clients. Yes. Honesty and integrity. I'd love to hear more about helping clients in Africa. Okay, we can talk about that later. Organized and collaborative. Do you have a picture of your avatar? My avatars are the women on my website and sales pages. You'll see that you'll see some pictures here in a little bit. You'll see my avatars. Yes, I do. Brilliant, brilliant. Programmatic, so a collaborative relationship. Yes, program design has to be collaborative, like more so than anything else. Absolutely. Okay, thank you all so much for sharing those with you, or with me, with yourselves. Everyone has a network. So our next step, once you know who it is you want to work with exactly, is putting the word out there. Okay, so that's where we are starting. Step 1, tell friends, family, colleagues, and acquaintances that you are open for business or accepting new clients. This is the best first step you can take, even if you're well established. So I still do this. I put stuff on my personal Facebook page advertising this session. Why? Because Mark Zuckerberg owes me money. Okay. So use those social media networks. Don't worry about bothering people with business stuff. This is your business and it's also a big part of your life. Okay. Lori said, that's how I found you. Yes. This is the best first step you can take. I don't know how much I can emphasize this. On average, each person you know knows 600 other people. Okay. Think about that. And then think about the network and how that spreads, okay, when they're sharing. Your personal network already knows, likes, and trusts you. So they're going to be the most willing to help you out, introduce you to someone they know needs your services, and keep an eye out for opportunities for you. So put people to work for you. Now, here's what I want you to say. I have an exact script that you can revise and modify to fit your particular situation, okay? It can be something as simple as, I'm excited to share with you that I've opened a grant writing consulting business so that I can use my expertise to serve nonprofits that help women and children or advocate for clean energy. Insert whatever causes or populations you've identified as important to you and that you want to work with. Then say, if you know of anyone who would be interested in working together, please send them my way via email at email. Okay, simple, to the point. Here's my other thing. I think I put it on here somewhere. Make sure you put either an image or a video of yourself with this post, because that's going to bump it higher with the algorithm. Okay. Now, I want you to tell me, because we don't have time to write it right now. We got a lot to get through, but after this session ends, I want to know, are you going to write your own script and immediately share it on your social media? Give me a yes in the comments. Krista says yes. Hello. Yes. Dawn, yes, but I like yours better. Hey, use mine. Use it like word for word. Take this. I do not care. It's not anything proprietary. I'm giving it to you as a template to use. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. And if you are an existing grant writing boss with lots of clients, still do it. Okay. But say, hey, I'm accepting new clients right now. And my little trick that I love to do is say, I'm accepting 5 new clients this quarter. Give them a number so they can really picture it. Possibly, come on, we're going to change it to a yes. Yes, you can do it. You can do it. Absolutely. Should we have a website up, or is Facebook enough? Yes, you need a website, but we'll get to it later. Some consultants don't have one. Okay, keep putting the word out. Step 2, keep posting about this on your personal social networks and LinkedIn. Why? Because very few people are going to see that post. Okay, we know from the algorithm that very few people are going to see that post. So keep posting. Don't worry about bothering people. If they don't want to read it or see it, they can just scroll on by. If you already have a business Facebook page, which is a much easier, quicker thing to do than create a website, also announce it there. Use your client avatar that you've written up to share what kind of clients you want to work with, so you're bringing them to you. Now, don't just repost this announcement over and over and over. Keep it fresh. Share progress on your journey from new marketing materials, new clients. Share little insights into projects you're working on, and you can anonymize those so no client issues arise. You can share, what inspired you to get started in this, what your skills are, anything to intrigue and show some behind the scenes to your existing network, and then grow that network and still just keep your business top of mind for people. And this is where I say always include images in these posts. And if you can do a live video or just a little short, quick video along with this, even better. Okay. Next is step 3 within this step. Okay. Join some free grant writing Facebook groups and network with other grant writers and consultants there. So this is something I personally did not do, but a lot of the consultants that I've worked with and that are guest speakers in my course, will tell you that this is how they got started. And some of them, this is how they actually found me to work with me. Shelly, okay, I want to stop right here. Shelly Sullivan, thank you for saying this. Too many requests, so like client prospect requests, leads you to revisit your avatar. Yes. So if you're getting a lot of requests and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm overwhelmed. Go back to your client avatar. If it's completely not a good fit, then you need to say, I think you might be a better fit for this person, or, I'm not able to do that right now at this time, but thank you so much. Okay, and oh my gosh, okay. Robin just said I'm an admin for grant writing group. I think that's the one I just requested to join because I'm looking to hire a grant writer like on staff. So cool. Okay, so step 4, after going there, networking, finding some people, and most networking happens online now. In addition to that, you're going to, when you're getting started, research nonprofits in your area and pitch to them. Okay, even if they don't have a current grant writing job ad up, I've gotten several clients this way in the beginning of my business, and I still work with one of them today. One of my favorite clients, and that's been 5 years. Okay, so they didn't even have any type of job ad, any need up, and I saw their website. It's an anti-human trafficking organization in Lesotho, that's in Africa. I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I have to work with them. Reached out, set up a meeting over email, and it's been amazing ever since. I used to have a spreadsheet with clients I wanted to work with, and I would write 5 emails a day, tailored emails to that prospective client saying, I think we could do this together. Here's how I might be able to help you. And here's why I would love to work with you. So just like a grant application, you're tailoring each of those emails to those prospective clients. Later, I got up to sending 10 emails a day. And I know one of our consultants in Grant Writing Boss Club told me that she was cold calling. She was calling 50 people, 50 nonprofits at a time. I couldn't do that, but I can do email. And so what I'm trying to teach you is different strategies to fit your personality, your energy, what you like to do, and what works for you. So here is how to write that cold pitch email. You will see their instructions and a template in your workbook, so you can use this. So a 1-sentence introduction to yourself at the top, 2 quickly why you're reaching out, and always, always, always include a compliment and tell them what you love about their organization or a recent project that they did. So you've got to do some research to be able to do that, right? And that shows them that you care and that you're able to do a little research. Number 3, tell them what you can offer and where you think there might be room for growth in their nonprofit. Now, you can't act like, oh, I know what's best for you, blah, 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 but like, have you seen this grant opportunity? Or like, I'm just wondering if this is something you've explored. I think it would be great for you, okay? Now, I know there's a lot going in the chat. I wish I could read through all of it right now because there's so much good going on in there, but I'm gonna go back and read it later. Okay, number 4, be specific and offer value. So, for example, tell them about a grant opportunity you saw that made you think of them. Even if they knew about it already, they'll still appreciate that effort. Then let them know what you would love to, or that you would love to do a free consult, and make it easy to schedule with you. So I do free 15-minute calls. And, you know, I've gone back from 15 minutes to 30 minutes to 20 minutes. So just figure out what works for you. Maybe start with the higher end 30 minutes and see if you can get it down and really perfect your system. Let them know, you know, that it's easy. You can use an online scheduler like Calendly and Acuity, which I think both of those have free versions, so that there's no resistance point in scheduling with you. Just poof, done, easy, no back and forth with emailing. You may have to follow up. Please listen right here. You may have to follow up a total of 7 times or more to even get that person to respond. That's okay. That's normal. Just keep trying. I had to do this multiple times with people. Please don't think that they're not responding because they just think you're ridiculous or they don't take you seriously or whatever thing's coming up in your mind. Let it go. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got too much in their inbox, too much on their schedule. Keep reminding them. If they say, please don't email me anymore, don't. But if they're just not responding, please respond at least 7 times or get back to them at least 7 times before throwing in the towel, okay? Rinse and repeat this process. Keep checking in, applying for / pitching for contracts and subcontracts, cultivating leads, and just putting yourself out there. You have to put the time in just initially to cultivating those leads. It's normal, but you are going to get leads from this. And I've given you multiple strategies so that you can focus on the ones that work best for you. For me, after I really got rolling, it was social media and online stuff. And I'll tell you more about that later. As your business grows and you build a reputation, both with your clients and online, your presence online, you're going to be doing less and less client prospecting. Now tell me, of these two, what are you going to do to take action today to find your next client? So here are 2 options, and you can tell me a third if there's another one. Join a grant writing Facebook group and search for opportunities, or announce your services there if it's allowed. Both. 2, Facebook group, awesome. Or find one prospective client through research and write a cold pitch email. Yes, you guys, I love it. I love to see that you're just ready to take action. I want everybody to come away from this with action steps. No hesitation, just go for it. The worst that can happen is someone tells you no. And the second worst thing is someone ignores you. It's nothing. It's just let it roll off your back, okay? This is just business. And just tell yourself, none of this is personal. It's just business, okay? Love it. Look at you all finding your clients, cold pitch email, sending them a possible grant opportunity. Oh, you guys, awesome. Now, I'm encouraging you to take immediate action so you can see evidence that you can do this, whether it's you can get started, you can grow, etc. So you will start getting responses, start getting the ball rolling, and so you build momentum for yourself internally to do even more and get new clients. All right, we're at step number 3. You all ready? How are we going to land these perfect clients that you find, the ones that match that avatar to a T? Once you found clients, approach them about meeting or had them come to you, right, through social media, it's time to have that prospective client meeting, okay? First, you're going to qualify your client prospects, and somebody in here mentioned that they have an intake form, okay? That's the exact same thing I do. They have to fill out a questionnaire before I even let them schedule with me, okay? No direct links to my scheduler exist, okay? They have to go through this process first. So you can make these on Google Forms, SurveyMonkey. I've used SurveyMonkey for a long time, or software like Dubsado, which is what we now use. I think Hannah's been mentioning it in the comments. It is that system. Dubsado is both CRM, client management, and workflow automation systems. There's a lot to it, and so far I really like it. So here's what our discovery call questionnaire looks like. I'm not going to go too in-depth with these, but a lot of these questions can be informed by your client avatar, okay? So I have a section in here for them to have their social media profile, so I can check that out. I want to know their job title. I want to know if they're the decision maker in their organization. Then we get into grant applicant eligibility. So what type of grant applicant they are. Are they a tribal organization, government agency, 501c3, school district, etc. Then I ask for their registered organization name because I'm going to go and check them out and make sure they are legal. Okay. I ask if they are registered as a 501c3 and with the IRS. I ask which state they're registered in and how many years they have been in operation. Then I ask what their annual operating revenue was in the last fiscal year, where they're experiencing challenges with their grant writing. And so that's a drop-down list. That's like basically the types of services I offer. And then we have a space for them to actually write so they can tell me in their own words a little bit. Then I want to know, do they have a particular grant opportunity that they need help with, or do they need, just a search? Do they just need strategy? And then I want to know if they've ever applied for grants before, and I want to know if they've been awarded a grant. And then if so, I have a place for them to list a couple, just so I can get a sense of where they are. Now, if, let's see, if they've been awarded grants, I had that. Then have you ever had someone help you with grant writing or searches before? I want to know if they've worked with a consultant or a volunteer before. And then I want to know their big picture goals, like what do they want to accomplish by working together? What is their ideal start date? That's a game changer, because I have people who are like, I want to start yesterday. They pick like the day that they are writing this. And I've also had people be like, 90 days out. So that gives me a better picture of the time frame. And then finally, I have my contingency rule. I do not work on contingency. I do not work for a percentage of the grant. And here are the reasons why. And you can look at that later and see. And then finally, we only work one-on-one with clients who are able to afford our services. Okay, so I want them to commit. Are you able to invest? I don't want people who can't afford to work together trying to pay me money they don't have. That's not a good situation. Okay. And then finally, how do they find out about us? That's just a nice way for us to be like, okay, what's really working? Where are people coming from? So this is a long questionnaire. You might start with something a little simpler, like 10 questions. Usually like your free SurveyMonkey accounts will let you ask 10 questions. So you can start there and then get more information in the client call. Now, this does 3 things for you by qualifying them. You ensure that the prospect is serious about working with you and not wasting your time, being a no-show to your call, which I do not like. I hate when that happens. It also gives you the basic info you need to have a very productive conversation instead of spending most of the call gathering information, okay? You can then focus on what they need, how you can fill that need, and what the next steps towards working with you are. And finally, you know that they're serious, that you are serious, and you don't do pro bono work for contingency or spec or whatever they want to refer to it as. You do the work, you get paid regardless of whether the grant is awarded. Okay, so this makes sure they know that. What you include in your questions, it's going to vary from what I have, but you need to make sure basics that they are able and willing to apply for grants and pay you to help them do so. That one thing is a non-negotiable, okay? Now, are you ready to pre-qualify your client prospects once you start getting them so that you only spend your time talking with folks who look like your client avatar and are ready to work with you? Give me a heck yes. Heck yes, Becky says. Heck yes, yes, yes. Yes. Oh, heck yes. Dawn, Krista, Josephine, Melanie. Oh, Dr. Israel, absolutely. And you guys, I have my contingency, policy up on my KristaKerlinkus.com website. So if you want to look at it there, you can. You're also going to get a replay, so you can go back and look at it. Pause your screen and look at it. All right, so many folks are ready. Okay, I love it. Now, once you have qualified that person, graciously allow them to schedule with you. You need to develop your pitch, right? Even if this sounds salesy, gimmicky, and even icky, I promise you it doesn't have to be. You need this step to help move your clients along in the process. Always, always use a script for prospective client meetings. Now, don't have it pulled up and read it verbatim, but have it pulled up while you're on the call so you at least hit the points. You remember everything. Once you do this dozens of times, as I have, probably hundreds, you'll have it memorized. This will help you increase your conversion rate from prospect to signed client. Always start the call, and I like to do Zoom calls so we can see each other, get the vibe going, see what it's like. Always start with a greeting and thanks. Just be gracious and grateful. Their time is precious, and you acknowledging that means so much to them. Also, next, you're going to start with a summary of what they said in their message in that questionnaire, of who they are and why they want the meeting, what their needs are. I also always spend time looking at their website, because when they give me their email or their nonprofit name, I just go and look for the website and get to know them a little bit better. Then I have an invitation. I give them an invitation to tell me more about what their nonprofit needs. So as they're doing this, ask follow-up or clarifying questions if you're not getting enough detail. Remember to convey your interest in them and take basic notes as they're speaking. Just don't, look down or to the side the whole time if you can. If it's comfortable for you and you're able to keep eye contact in the same way you would if you were in a face-to-face meeting, if that's something that you're comfortable with. Then give them praise and admiration after they tell you what they need. I never leave this step out, and it's easy for me to remember even if I don't have my script pulled up, because they're just always doing so much with just not enough resources, and they're helping so many people and doing it in such an impactful way. And so this is very important. They're usually underappreciated and underpaid, so giving them that validation is going to go a long way. Now, when they're done speaking, after that validation, summarize what they told you, and if appropriate, and you think it is a good fit, tell them it sounds like it might be a good fit to work together, and on what specific particular type of service or project. Often they don't yet know what it is they need, so you're basically starting your consulting and educating process here, and think of this as an opportunity to demonstrate your expertise. And this is what takes you from freelancer, just filling, their requests and fulfilling their will, to telling them what they need based on your analysis of what they've told you. So this brings you to that next level. All right, next, you're going to tell them a little bit about yourself. Most people start with this. I'm telling you to put this at the end. They already know you a little bit, or they wouldn't have booked the call. And the focus should always be on them, right? We're not in a job interview. You're analyzing them, what they need, and how you can help, having a basic conversation, and then saying, okay, here are the next steps. You don't have to act like this is a job interview. Don't be nervous. Don't be saying like, here's why I'm qualified. But tell them what makes you a good fit. Maybe some other types of clients similar to them you've worked with, and if you have any results you want to mention, then you can. If you don't have to. Once people give you inside information about them, they're already building trust with you and are more likely to work with you than if they first hear about you. Okay, so we're putting them first. Next, bring it back around to them, put the focus on them and what type of project would be a perfect fit for them. So how it would work to work with you. So I lay out the steps like, first we have the contract review, then invoice, then you fill out this form, you send me all your materials in the Google Drive, then we set up a meeting, then we discuss everything, all planned out so they know, they can imagine what getting started looks like. Then we tell them what the strategy would be, not too detailed because you're not trying to give them the information to do the work. And then what results they can expect. And here, be realistic. I never tell people, we're going to get all the grants that we apply for. I tell them what is reasonable, okay? So be honest. Then explain how they make all this happen, right? So the whole process, like I was just saying. Finally, end the call by asking them, are you ready to get started? and do it like you know they're going to give you a yes. If they say no, or if they're kind of waffling, ask what is preventing you from taking the next step with me today. What is preventing you from taking the next step with me today and getting started on your grant search, grant writing, whatever? Then don't be offended. Don't be like, if they tell you it's too much. Know that budget is a real concern, and then address those concerns as much as you are able to. Okay. My last client prospect meeting, they asked me for a discount. And I was kind of taken aback. I hadn't been asked that for a while. They said, we're a fairly new organization. We're just starting to do XYZ. Can we have a discount? And I said, no, this is what it costs for us to do this. And they were like, oh, okay. And guess what? They have signed on as a client. Okay. They just paid yesterday a monthly retainer with me. So please don't be dissuaded by those questions, concerns, doubts, because it's an investment. It's a huge investment for them. They're taking a risk. And acknowledge that risk and say, we know this is a financial risk, and that is why you are a priority, and we value you so much, and are going to do everything that we can to help you get funded. Okay. Now, if they're ready to get started, tell them their next step is for you to send a contract for their review and an invoice, and then say, once that's paid, then you're going to get a link to schedule a kickoff meeting, etc. Whether at the end of the call they're ready to sign or not, always send them a thank you email and include a link or an attachment of your service sheet. So I've got a little image of my service sheet here. I think it's like 10, 11 pages. And say, if you have any questions about these, it has all my pricing on it. Tell them you're happy to answer any questions that they think of. All right. I know that was a lot, but you've got it all written down in your workbook. So tell me, are you ready to write your discovery call script out today so you can be ready for your next prospective client call? Are you going to do that with me today? Lori said, where do we find contracts? That's in my full course, Grant Writing Boss Club. Everybody's ready. Yes, love it. Now, I want to make this as easy as possible for you. I want to continue helping you build a profitable grant writing business. And we've just scratched the surface of 2 of our units in Grant Writing Boss Club. So I promised you would learn what it takes to build a profitable grant writing business today. I taught you the first 3 steps to becoming a grant writing boss, how to design your services, find the perfect client, and land those perfect clients. All right, I see lots of people who are ready. What you need to do to get the results you want is the following. Help your clients succeed with grants, pay yourself very well, and build your business for wealth, scalability, and sustainability, okay? What should you do next? My advice is, well, you have a choice. First of all, you can take action or you can maintain the status quo of where you are with your business. I want to help you build your business, make it wealth generating, scalable, sustainable by having you join me in Grant Writing Boss Club. So Grant Writing Boss Club teaches you all of these aspects in the workflow. And I've got lots of questions like, what about average retainers? How do you determine pricing? All these different things, we cover it. And I have formulas. I have math formulas that I designed to help you do that, okay? All of that is in Boss Club. And the thing I want you to know is it's not one size fits all. That's why I can't just deliver it here to you in a 1.5 hour training. It is about you, personalized, detailed around where you are on the Grant Boss pathway. So this is a 16-week long process. Weeks 1 and 2, we do know yourself. Weeks 3 and 4, fill your pipeline with online marketing, which we just touched on today barely. Weeks 5 and 6, get legit. I have my father-in-law who is a business attorney I've worked with for years come in, and he has contract templates that he revised for you all to use, and will help you modify them in that session. He'll also talk about business formations. Weeks 7 and 8, go from pipeline to signed. So even deeper into that process that I just took you through a little bit today. Weeks 9 and 10, you better work, okay? All about work processes. Weeks 11 and 12, free your mind, because so much of being a boss is having a boss mindset. And I know there's a lot of other stuff, external factors that go into that, but we're going to help you level up your thinking so you can level up your business, okay? Weeks 13 and 14, build wealth. I bring in a fractional CFO who works with hundreds of clients around the country, being their chief financial officer. She's brilliant, and she's going to help you set up your business from day one or whatever point you're at to start building wealth for yourself, for your team, all of that. And then weeks 15 and 16, I'm teaching you something brand new I've never taught before, which is create and sell your first digital product, which is what skyrocketed my business to the next level. Okay, and then beyond this content, I want you to know that Grant Writing Boss Club membership goes far beyond the course content itself. Our monthly support meetings, Slack community, and peer review make this the most supportive, interactive, and accessible grant writing consultant community you will find. Now, here's what makes us different, okay? Now, I'm just going to be real with you all. There's no bro marketing. I'm not teaching you bro marketing. I hate bro marketing. When a bro comes on my Facebook and just telling me, blah, blah, do this, do that, do that, get 1 million clients and be a multimillionaire, I'm like, X out of the screen fast. I can't. This features guest experts. You will not just hear from me. I'm not selling you as like, I am the most perfect queen of everything, right? You are not just going to learn from me. I've lined up experts in finance, law, marketing, consulting, and business mindset. So I pay these people to come in to speak to you, okay? Some of them are $500 an hour fees, okay? So you're not just getting my expertise and perspectives, you're getting access to a bunch of pros during this. Someone said, what is bro marketing? To me, it's usually like a very aggressive, loud white man who's always been very privileged and tells you from a very privileged point of view what you need to do and how, if you don't do these things, what are you doing, you idiot? Like, I cannot stand that, okay? Yeah, just Google bro marketing if you want to see more about it. Can't stand it. Also, it's taught by a trained educator. So I mentioned this at the beginning, but I have a PhD. And so I really do know about teaching and pedagogy, curricular design. So that really makes it a different, much better experience, in my opinion, than what you might find elsewhere. Also, it's results oriented. You can see from this training, I'm about helping you do the work. I'm not here to tell you a million things and then say, okay, good luck. I'm helping you implement, do, and have success, okay? We'll take action and make it happen. Not for just the last hour of every workshop, but during office hours, which I'll show you. What else makes us different? This is fun. It's pleasurable. If you got here early, you know, we're listening to music and like kind of vibing out. Like, we have fun. We enjoy each other. It's an amazing community. I think that if you are building a business, it should be pleasurable. If not, why are we doing it? Okay, I got to go back. Dana said like a used car sales commercial. Yes, that's bro marketing. Absolutely. Just like aggressive, loud, yelling, annoying, privileged, not aware of anything. That's not what we do, okay? So from the content to the design to the personalities you'll encounter, this experience will be a pleasurable one, okay? Guaranteed. Now, another thing that is central to this that I want to tell you right now is we're student-centric, anti-racist, and feminist. That means we put our students' needs at the center of everything we do, from how we listen, how we respond, how we design our community, how we convey information in trainings, and how our materials serve you. So we acknowledge privilege, design our materials to address systemic inequality. So that's the thing that bro marketing, bro stuff does not do. And we hire diverse trainers and coaches to serve our members. Okay, this is a core value and what makes us different. And if saying even the word anti-racist offends you, I'll tell you this ain't your spot. Like, this is not it, okay? We are anti-racist, we are feminist, we are student-centric. If you don't like it, peace. Find somebody else. This isn't it, okay? Yes, and we actively fight for racial, ethnic, economic, gender, LGBTQ+, and disability equity. And now what really sets this off, and I have changed about our club this year, is we have equity pricing, because I felt like we're doing almost everything we can. We're talking the talk. We want to walk the walk on every single aspect, not just our course design, not just who we pay, not just who is teaching, not just the framework, but the pricing. Okay, so I'm going to tell you more about that. Here's what all you'll get. I've told you what you'll learn. I've told you our values. Here's what you will actually get when you join. First, your boss pathway assessment. Okay, so this is, again, not a one-size-fits-all training. We're going to find out where you are. And as you saw, even in this free training, there are lots of people at different points, right? So we're going to have this little quiz that is going to help you assess where you are, and then we can tailor our advice to you to that. Okay, so when we're talking to you, we're going to have that in mind. We also have, and this is 2 more than last year, in the last 2 cohorts, 8 live 2-hour workshops over the course of 16 weeks. We have guest experts from around the country who will present with me on the topic of that week and answer your questions. If you can't make a live training, send us your questions in advance and then get the answers when you watch the recording. All recordings are saved permanently in the Boss Club membership space. Then we have 8 live office hour sessions with our coaches and me. So during this 16 weeks, alternating weeks, you have live office hours on Zoom and Slack simultaneously, where you can ask questions, get reviews of the materials you've created, for that week's tasks, and just really get into your individual needs, okay? Then the next thing I skipped that. So there's our image for that. And here's where you see my client avatars, okay? This is where they come into play. 8 comprehensive Boss Club workbooks. Okay, so the workbook, the free workbook you have today, that is just a little portion of 2 different workbooks, okay? You are also going to get customizable templates. So these are done for you templates from everything from contracts, marketing pitches, business systems, social media posts, and more. Everything's customizable. So it's not PDFs, it's Words, it's Canva templates you can edit. Then we have 8 months of post-training check-in calls. So these are over Zoom so that you can keep working with us and keep growing and learning and troubleshooting and doing hot seats and learning about new special topics. Quickly, someone said, how often do you provide the training? Once a year. Okay, last year we did it twice, but it was only 6 weeks. This time it's 16. It's much more intense. So if you want in on this, now's the time. Next, we just created this. Oh wait, no, this is Boss Club Slack Space. So Boss Club Slack Workspace. So for this, we communicate in Slack Workspace in addition to email notifications about things that are coming up. We don't want to have a Facebook group because we are really serious and not here to play. Like, we are here to have in-depth conversations organized by topic with people from around the world, okay? So you can network, learn from your peers, and even collaborate on projects together. Okay, next, this one. Here we go. This is the brand new one. I'm so excited about the Boss Club directory. So if you're not a fan of Slack, or you just want to quickly see where other members are in the world, their contact info, and what they're wanting to do. So we have this set up so that you can collaborate and network. So let's say you need a grant management consultant because you don't do that. You can go on there and find someone in Boss Club that you can reach out to and see if it would be a good fit to work together. Now, here's something you can get started with right away. The Boss Club Training Library. We have 36 hours of trainings already in there, 36 hours, okay? Ready to watch whenever you want. And it's available, accessible as soon as you join us today. All right. Everybody still with me here? I know I've got a lot. I'm talking about a lot, but we have added so much to this. I'm so excited. Okay, Boss Club completion certificate and logo. So excited about this. We offered this last year as well. You get a customized completion certificate and you get a logo you can display on your website. All you have to do is send us your completed workbooks. You can ask more about that later, and then I actually review them for you, okay? Provide comments, suggestions, etc. Now let's talk about bonuses. So the first bonus, work like a boss, party like a boss. I love spending time with my bosses, and we're going to have a live Zoom party at the end to celebrate. We're going to have music, we're going to have dancing, we're going to have a good time, okay? So that's bonus number one. Bonus number two, this is huge. This is a $750 value. It's a 1-year membership to Grant Writing Made Easy. You might already know about that course. That's my signature course. Maybe that's how you first learned about me. So if you have questions about what it is, but basically it teaches you the grant writing part and the Boss Club teaches you the business part. So you can go in there, get access to everything for an entire year. Now, bonus number three, when you sign up for the full payment plan, you're going to get Grant Writing Boss merch. I'm like looking around. Where's my merch? I don't know where it is. All I have is my little visionary sticker. So you can put these on your laptop to advertise while you're at the coffee shop. I have mugs, and you'll also get the very soft, cozy Grant Writing Boss t-shirt when you select the one payment option, okay? So if you're excited about this merch, definitely do the one payment if you can. Bonus number four, one-on-one coaching call with me for 30 minutes. This is only available when you join us by Friday, April 8th, okay? Now, I've got a lot more on what you'll create, but we are getting close to the end of time, so I'm just going to quickly run through those. You can read more on the sales page that's linked. So you're going to create your service sheet. You're going to create your contracts. You're going to create your budget, cash flow, and profit first spreadsheets. Again, we're building wealth. We're not just chasing dollars, right? Your marketing materials, your client evaluation and onboarding materials, your work process and all the standard operating procedure documents, Google Drive folder organization, all of that. And finally, your boss manifesto. So this is your own personal private statement on who you are, why you do what you do, and how you'll take care of yourself and what you hope to grow through your business, okay? So all of this, I'm super proud to share, is a total value of $17,000. It is a 16-week experience. So just keep in mind, that's like the length of a university semester. Let's get to it though. The equity pricing, here's what we're doing, okay? We have 3 levels. Let me know as we're going through this if you have any questions. Supporter, ally, and Black, Indigenous, or person of color, okay? These are the 3 levels, and we have a 1 payment option, and we have a 10 payment or 12 payment option, so payment options. I didn't say, yeah, somebody asked, our first live training is April 28th, okay? So we've got a little bit of time to join, but if you want some of those bonuses, if you want the coaching call with me, join by Friday. Okay, so supporter, that's a one-time payment of $2,500, ally, a one-time payment of $2,000, and BIPOC, that's a one-time payment of $1,500. Love it. Now here's how you know where you fall, and this is all written out on the sales page, okay? So supporter, that's the most expensive level. You have earning power due to your racial privilege, class background, level of education, gender identity, age, ability, etc. Even if you're not currently exercising that power, we ask you to recognize this privilege. You can say that you easily meet all of your basic needs. You make all of your mortgage, rent, utility payments with relative ease. You might have investments, savings, or inherited money. You have access to family money and or resources in times of need. So that's not like a trust or anything. That's just like, if I were in a tight situation, I know my parents could help me, right? I often have expendable income, and I take trips or vacations without substantial financial burden. Okay, that's supporter level. So that is this $2,500 level. Then we have ally, okay? So you have earning power due to your racial privilege, same deal. But then I comfortably meet most of my basic needs, but do not have any or much savings. You have housing stability, you have some debt, but still meet your primary needs, and you maybe sometimes have expendable income, okay? And then finally, anyone who identifies as Black, Indigenous, or a person of color, this is for you regardless of your financial situation. This relies upon self-identification. So I'm not expecting people to lie to me, to be disingenuous, but I do expect that if you choose this category, you actively identify this way in your life, okay? It's not something you're just like, oh yeah, I guess I'm this. No, you are, right? You identify that way. And this whole framework I have adapted from Rachel Ricketts' Fee Philosophy and from Ride Free Fearless Money. So I did a lot of work trying to figure out how to structure this, how to help people figure out where they fall on the scale, and just to be as equitable as possible. And so that's where I got this framework from. So again, here are the prices, okay? Supporter, ally, BIPOC. You can also see that on the sales page if you want to keep that pulled up. Now, this is important, right? Is Boss Club a tax deductible business expense? I am glad you asked, because it is, okay? This is an educational expense. It's also a professional membership, and I always have a line item for education, training, and professional memberships on my tax filings. You can deduct the cost of your own education related to your trade or business. This is from the IRS. Thank you, Hannah, for putting this in here, this exact language. Josephine, all the categories of membership receive the same thing, okay? Unless you don't join by April 8th, you don't get that one-on-one coaching call, okay? Or if you don't do the full payment for any of those, then you don't get the merch, okay? So those are the only things that are different, but it's not dependent upon level. Everybody gets the same stuff. So thinking about this price, thinking about this investment, I want to know, I want you to tell me, what would it be worth to you to save dozens, if not hundreds of hours of trying to figure out everything on your own, learning through trial and error? What would that be worth to you? Would it be worth $1,500? Would it be worth $2,500? Tell me in the comments. What would it be worth to feel more confident that you're taking the next right steps to establishing your business, working with clients, writing successful grants, and building a profitable, equitable, wealth-building business? Yes, a lot of yeses, a lot of $2,500 for sure. What would it be worth to have access to training you can do on your own schedule, but also have those 8 live workshops and 8 office hour sessions, and then 8 months of monthly support meetings to get the interaction that you need? What would it be worth to improve your skills and experience as a grant writing consultant and increase the amount and number of awards that you obtain for your clients? We haven't talked too much about that aspect, but that's what Grant Writing Made Easy and the one-on-one interaction helps you do. And okay, now let me pause right here. Quinwell, I think that's how you pronounce your name. You said, I'm worth every dime. Let's go. That's what I want you to think about. This is an investment in yourself. Education is an investment in yourself, and you are worth that investment. And I'm here with the equity pricing and the payment plans to make it as accessible as possible. I'm passionate about that. So I've got some quotes from members here. I can pull those up. You can also see them on our sales page, but you know, I want you to know we get results. Our clients get new clients. Our students, members get new clients from the materials that we share and teach in this course, in this membership. They ask for more money and they get it, okay? They get more confidence. And so that is a huge part of what it takes to be successful, is having the confidence to ask for what your worth is, okay? And you're worth more than anything that you can ever charge. So you're asking for what you should be paid. So if you want to do this, I want you to click the Join Now button. I might be pointing in the wrong direction with the arrow, but click the button now to get your free 30-minute coaching call bonus when you join Grant Writing Boss Club. Again, then you go on that sales page, you pick which one of these you are, supporter, ally, BIPOC, choose which one fits. Allison said, is training in grant writing included? Yes. At any level, any price point, you get the access to Grant Writing Made Easy, which is a full year. It's self-paced, but you also get 2 live writing workshops a month, okay? And we have Grant Writing Boss Club members in here, or we did earlier. So if that is you, let us know what your experience is like. And we also have we did have some Boss Club members. I don't know if Zen is still in here, other folks. If you want to share your experience in the chat, please do. Okay, you just enter your contact info, enter your billing and shipping info once you select your price point. And the reason we have that shipping info on there is for those of you who do the one payment, you're getting those Boss Club merch items. Okay, so we've got to make sure we're sending them to the right place. Then you're going to select your payment option. So you already will have chosen your level, supporter, ally, BIPOC, and then you'll choose whether you want the full payment or you want the multiple payment. Okay, and then if you want, you can add an hour of coaching with me, which is normally $400, now $200. If you want to add that right there. Kathleen, thank you. And once you hit that button, join now, you're in, and you check your email, and it's going to say Grant Writing Boss Club next steps. That'll come to your email within 15 minutes, and you can log in today. We've got a brand new Boss Club website I'm so excited about. So we just switched to a new course platform, and it works really well. It's beautiful. Oh, thank you, Katie and Kathleen. I appreciate you so very much. Shelly, thank you for saying that about Grant Writing Made Easy and the course and how helpful it is. I'm so glad to hear it. Once you get that email with your login info, you head over to the website and log in. If you have any issues, we're on standby to help you at support@grantwritingmadeeasy.com. And I've got a few more quotes in here. You could just kind of look through them a little bit. They're on the site as well. Now, here's one I want to point out. Dr. Amatola Akinsola, she's a guest speaker, but she has also gone through Boss Club. And she just told me that she is going to make 2 times what she is making as a university professor doing grant writing consulting. And she said, more people need to hear that and see that it is possible. And I'm here to tell you that too. Like, I make way, way, way more than I would if I were teaching right now, if I took my PhD and went to a university and taught, because I choose my level, right? Like, I choose how much income I make, to an extent, and I have the ability to grow as much as I want. Thank you so much, Linda, Robin. There's no promo code. You don't need it. You get the pricing that we show on here is just available. Oh, and then we have Justina, who said, I'm a PhD, took a lot of grant writing classes. Her PhD is in nonprofit management. And she said, I didn't have any classes in there that were even close to what you've been able to teach. Okay, so absolutely so honored to be able to say that. And, I'm trained to teach at the PhD level. So I'm happy to hear that I'm able to do that. Okay, and then Sheila also, I think I might actually show her. I'll show one of my videos here with you all today. Now, if you have any questions, I want you to go ahead and put them in the chat or email us support@grantwritingmadeeasy.com. And now I want to just open it up right now to questions. Please go ahead and let me know what's on your mind. And as we do that, and as I wait for your questions, I'm going to share a testimonial with you right now. Hi, Justina. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for to do this. I'd love for you just to tell me, why you joined the Boss Club and what you hoped to gain from it.
I joined the Boss Club because I'm in the process of, I did because of my experience with your classes, I have been able to start my own LLC in consulting, grant writing, and editing. And so I joined the class in an effort to try to organize my business a little bit better. And it's really, really helped with that. It just the step-by-step process and learning all the legal ins and outs and, how to choose the right, corporation and how to get banking started and knowing what to charge for my services and my time because what you related to us, were a lot more valuable than what I realized anyway. So, I mean, it's just been awesome. I'm a PhD. I took a lot of grant writing classes in college and, my PhD is in nonprofit management. And I didn't have any classes in there that were even close to what you have been able to teach and the being able to implement the information from the class has been phenomenal for me anyway. I've been able to take what you gave me and use it to really be productive and constructive with my time. And I don't know, I could go on and on. It's just made me so much more efficient with my time and being able to get done what I needed to do and reach my goals and objectives.
So, what would you say to someone who was thinking about joining the Boss Club? We're opening that next cohort up. So, what would you say to someone?
Do it. Go for it. Do it. It's amazing. There's just no way that you're not going to get something out of this class. And for what the price is, it's definitely worth your time and energy, and it will get you going on the right path, and you'll feel so much more confident with what you're doing after you've taken the class. And it's not like you have to be there in person. If you're busy like I am, everything's recorded. You can download all the workbooks. You have plenty of time to fill them out. So even at first, if you feel overwhelmed by all the information, if you just take it one step at a time, it's something that's completely doable for anybody. If I can fit it in, I know anybody else can fit it in. I promise. So I definitely take that leap and do it. Just do it.
Thank you. Oh, you're so awesome. I appreciate that so much. All right, everybody. So that was Justina. I'm so grateful to her for sharing that with us. I don't know how I forgot to put this on here, but the cohort begins April 28th and it goes through the beginning of August. Hannah, can you put the final date on there? So sorry for forgetting to put the dates on there. So it starts April 28th. So it gives you a little bit of time to get situated, get your schedule so that you can attend if you're able. Okay, at what times? Mary, thank you so much for asking me the good questions. Hannah, could you put the times up for us there? It's 11 a.m. Central to 1 p.m. Central on Thursdays. Okay, so you've got a steady appointment on that day. So Thursdays, 11 to 1. That's 12 to 2 if you're Eastern time. Now, again, I want to say, if you can't come live, we have the recording and you still get to participate and interact with other cohort members through Slack, office hours, and then the monthly follow-up calls. April 28th through August 11th. Yes. Now, back to the schedule. The reason I set it up this way instead of the intense 6 weeks that we've done the past two cohorts is the feedback from my bosses. I listen to you all, and I know that to make this work with your busy schedules and all the responsibilities that you have, you need more time And I have it set up with the alternating workshop and office hours so that you have time to implement, right? Because like I said, I'm all about implementation and getting the work done. I don't want anybody at the end of this being like, oh, I learned a lot, but I didn't get anything done. No, we're helping you set up and or scale your grant writing business. So we want to see the results. And that's why we have it set up that way so that you have the actual time to do it. And we're there supporting you as you're working through this. Okay, wonderful, wonderful questions. Robin, even if you're out of town August 28th, you'll get the recording. We'll follow up. We'll make sure you have everything. The other thing is the recordings go up on Friday. So the very next day, so you get like that almost immediate access. So it'll go up inside the Boss Club and you'll get email reminders, everything that you need to make sure that you can, get the content and not forget that it's there, that it's shared. And Hannah said the whole course schedule's on the Reg page too, so make sure you definitely go look at that. Great questions. Anyone else? Now I'm going to share another testimonial with you all. I'm going to turn my audio off because I want to hear it too.
Kind of share with me why you wanted to chat with me about Boss Club today.
Sure, absolutely. So I just want to say thank you for the class. Like, it just really helped a lot because, yes, I know I was a guest speaker, but at the same time, I always believe that there's always something to learn. There's something new to, like, definitely improve. I never believe that I know it all, irrespective of whatever my degree is. So I'm always looking for opportunity to say, how can I be better? Because, all of us, even though we are in the same industry, there are different people that only listen to our voices. That every other person might have told them, but it's only your voice, like, that they will listen to, or it's only my voice that they will listen to because of wherever they may be in that regard as well. And so for me, one of the things that I really loved about this was just first and foremost, like, helping me to, like, believe that I could charge my worth, because that was one of the biggest challenge, like, ever since I started my consulting business, was like being able to charge that worth over and over again, but like going back to the lessons, watching it, and then that was one. And then the second thing was about the accounting. Like, I really love, like, how you brought I think it's Stephanie, I think, if I got that name right, and the playbook and all of that, and that was just so good. And so finally this year, between last August and this year, I finally have a business account. Even though I've been working since 2019, I never got the business account, and then I was able to use the Profit First way. And so now, because within the business account that I have, you can have up to 6 accounts. So I have like an account dedicated to putting my tax, an account for my own pay. So it just felt good to have my own pay, because usually I just always reinvest everything back into the business, and I can't see anything for like profit or owner's pay or like for operating expense. So now I've been able to separate those things, and I'm actually using the Excel book now. So like throughout like last month, that was one of the biggest things that I did, was to work hard to get my books in order, and then to be able to forecast into the future what I wanted to do and the things I wanted to do. So that was really, really helpful as well. And then before, I've never really done like my full package of the kind of services I offer and things like that. And so I was able to really take the time to like really create what I want, what kind of client do I want to work with, and really get really detailed about it, and just to really, and that reinforcement of believing over and over again that it is possible. Like right now, and I don't mind sharing, like now I have like 2 clients that, because I go through like a process before, I want to work with only people that, like you said, aligns with what you align with and things like that. And then I don't want to lie to people to say, oh, let me just take your money, and then I know that they're not ready. And so now I've been able to create like different funnels to say, if you're not ready for grant based on my assessment right now, but this is what you can do. Get your board right, get these right along the process as well. Then over time, I can now get you grant ready to be ready for it. But right now, you're just going to be wasting your money if you pay me, because I know for a fact that if you do this, they will accept the proposal. They will never say no in the beginning when you submit the proposal, right? But later, when it's time for them to now get back to you, they will not say, sorry, you don't qualify. Sorry, you didn't get the grant. And so I was just really able to like really establish those routines to say, you know what? Yes, there are some things that will not be services. I'll say, do it yourself. This is a course I've created it. Do that. And then that's like something that is bringing like passive or semi-passive revenue. Because sometimes I still do consultation for like 30 minutes. Okay, thank you for buying my course. Now that you've watched it, what did you learn? If you have questions, you can pick my brain for 15 to 20 minutes. So I think that's like an extra added value that I give to them. But back to the grant, like right now, I have a client that is like on a 3-month retainer basis, and like I'm able to bring like in. I like to start them the first month because it's almost auditing and making sure they are grant ready and have everything. So I like to go through the whole thing the first month and then maybe just do some LOIs during the first month. So I don't do any full grant application. And so for instance, I started like with $2,000 just to do an audit and do like 2 or 3 LOIs and things like that. And then the subsequent month is now like $3,500 for like writing 1 grant and like maybe sending 3 LOIs out. And that's like one for the next 3 months. And then another client the same way too, like we're starting with 3,500 for 3 months, and then after that is going to go to 5,000. And so just being able to like have a contract to like, because my contract has always been like up and down, so I was able to fine tune it very well and to make it more like decent looking and more like the language that it needs to be, not that what I just came up with and I wasn't sure whether it was right or not or what I saw on Google. And so that was just really helpful as well. I was able to do that, and so now like. I fully know that I can replace myself. If I don't want to do my job as a professor again, I can do it because it's true. Like one after tax is removed from what I earn, like I'm going to make times 2 of what I'm making in my job as an assistant professor with just 2 clients alone.
Can we stop there, please? Stop.
Sorry.
I want everybody to hear that because so many people hold professorships in such high esteem, and they should be for the amount of work you put in, the education, the years that it takes to get your PhD, but the actual pay does not match the input.
No.
I have so many friends who I think would like to leave academia, but it's just so overwhelming to imagine how you could replace your salary. And so you said you were going to make 2 times what you would be bringing after taxes.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like, let's just say 2.5 at least, like, and it's like already, like, I'm already on track. Like this, like the invoice that I've gone out, the payment that have come in already this month, I'm making more than I've ever earned as an assistant professor. And that is huge on so many levels for me because like, already like it's just on so many levels. So yeah, you're right. A lot of people ask because I thought about it like, wait, it looks comfortable, yes, it's safe, but honestly, in terms of the impact of what we can do, in part of the way the world is going and the non-profit sector, we need more people on this side of consulting, writing, who can actually stand behind all of these people that are out there doing the work. I have transitioned from them because if you know my story, I started in 2012 to run the nonprofit, right? And I started that and I did that and I did it well. But I realized that many people were asking me for help in terms of funding and everything. And I realized there were not enough of people who were doing that side. A lot of people want to help, but when it comes to like thinking about strategizing, writing, and getting those funding pathways for nonprofit to do the work they want to do, it was not there at all. So yes, it can be scary. And like, actually, I'm giving myself like 1.5 years, like notice, like I've already written it down to say this day I am going to officially, like once I continue on this path in this kind of way that I'm doing. And so that was another thing that really also helped as well. And then just also like the pitching one that you did, that every time that you look for opportunities for like people that you want to work with, and then you start the cultivation process in terms of like, let me nurture this relationship, let me send them an email and like not being afraid to put myself out there, because yes, I do a bit of that, but like I've always used other like sites like Upwork and the rest of them. And so one of the challenges that I gave myself is like every month I will send out at least like once a week, like 10 like email that like I've created different emails. I got a VA to help me look for, like I gave them a specific of the kind of nonprofit I want to work with and their area of interest and things like that, and the state as well. And so now I created a script where I now use to like reach out to them. And so far it has been really interesting. That's where one of the clients is actually coming from, through that cold outreach as well. And so now like for this month, I'm giving myself the challenge of doing 100. And I just want to like, I never know when they are going to see it, right? But at least I'm planting the seed, and then like the fear of like failing or fear of what if they say no, what if I don't hear from them, is so much reduced in a lot of ways. And it doesn't cost me a lot to do it now. It's not like I'm taking time out of my area of focus or area of my genius. Now I have like a VA that I can easily pay their own work, and then they can do the work for me while I focus on other things as well. And so creating those systems and things like that. And so that has really been just helpful. But yes, the biggest thing for me was like, even my husband was like, oh my God, like he was so excited for me because he knows the journey of the ups and downs. And it was like, I'm so glad you didn't quit on yourself. I'm so glad you did all the things you did to get here. But yes, it can be a bit scary, but I will tell you that don't be afraid. Like, you don't have to leave immediately. Give yourself some time, create a contingency plan, see what you can do. Like, I started with like, okay, if I can make $100, if I can make 200, if I can make 500, and gradually, like, the little has become much that way. So give yourself time. Don't think that you have to put yourself on this. It has to happen in 3 months, online. And that's what I love about you so much, Krista, is that you don't like lie about the result or your process to say, oh, you get it in 2 months or 1 month. It's like, it takes process. You shared your story. Like, the first year I heard this, now 6 or plus years later, this is where I am. And so I just really love that. And more people need to hear that and to see that it is possible. It's not going to be like a magical one that will just appear immediately, but it's a matter of just taking those steps little by little and being consistent in the way that you show up. And if you deliver good, people are going to rally around what you do. If you deliver good, if you are true to your client, if you're true to yourself, and you really serve them with your utmost self, you're never going to be run out of clients. And there's so much more for all of us, because every day thousands of non-profits are being started. So we're never going to run out of people that want to help anyway. And so there's always somebody for you that will hear your voice, that will listen to you, that will like the way that you do things. And so don't be afraid to make the leap. Like, start on the side, do it little by little, and then before you know it, when you feel more comfortable and you can see, okay, 3 months, 6 months, I'm able to make it consistently, then you can say, okay, maybe it's time to say goodbye to this side. It's not that it's not great or good, it's just like for your next stage, for the next level you want to get into, you might need to do that as well. So yeah.
So I just thought I would pause there. So I'm seeing like a lot of affirmations for people. Thank you for sharing those and like sharing what you're learning. And also, Shelly mentioned if you are wanting to start a nonprofit that don't have the funds, earning money as a grant writing consultant can bring in money while you hone your skills writing grants for others. So Shelly, thank you so much for sharing that. Absolutely. I'm going to share one more testimonial, and I appreciate you all and your time is valuable. If you've got to run, absolutely please go do that. Just make sure you join Boss Club first. Okay. No, I'm laughing, but seriously, join it by April 8th if you want to get that free one-on-one coaching with me. Otherwise, you have until April 22nd to join. So I'm giving you time, like planting the seed, letting you think about it. Letting you think about how this is a business, expense, and investment, okay? Bria, yes, payments are monthly every 30 days, okay? Until they're complete. It's not an ongoing charge forever. Okay, so let me play Sheila's. Now, Sheila comes, Sheila comes to every workshop. She comes to every monthly meeting, and she's been an editor for a while. So she has lots of experience as a consultant. So she was building on top of that and pivoting from editing to grant writing. So I want to share that. Thank you, Jenna. Anyone else who's here, thank you so much for being here. I want to share this one last testimonial with you all, and then I'm going to head off and go relax for a little bit. And just again, thank you for being here with me today. And thanks to Hannah, my amazing operations assistant. She joined us this year. And after working with us several years ago for a couple of years, now she's joined us back, and she's been so amazing and making all of this work. When you see all the stuff that we're implementing, Hannah helps me make it happen. Like, if not, does a lot of it herself. Okay. So thank you, Hannah. I just adore you. Now I'm going to share this from Katie said Hannah is the GOAT. Yes, greatest of all time. I'm going to share this last one and then I'll go. Okay. Can you tell me about either like some of your favorite sessions or some of your favorite lessons that you learned during the Boss Club?
Sure. Okay. First of all, I love the opening, the know yourself. I thought that was very helpful, the steps that we went through, because it helps you to really frame. A lot of times we think we know exactly why we're entering into a business or why we got started, but it really forces you to sit down and think about, number one, why you're doing it, and then what you want from it. That's what I love, the fact that it's like, it doesn't have to be where you are now, you know, where would you like to be? So I love that. I also loved knowing your worth, you know, because I'm terrible at, you know, just giving my talents away and thinking, oh, nobody will pay for this. So it's nice to hear. And it's also nice to hear strategies, you know, different people telling you, well, look, here is what I did. Like Amatola said, I get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and I work, you know, around my children's schedule. To hear people's strategies was great, because a lot of times you think, oh, I can't get this done with COVID if I have distractions at home or whatever. Okay, work from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. if that's what it takes. And then I found it interesting. I believe it was Amatola, but I'm not sure, where she said she sent like cold call emails and how people responded to those. So that gave me the idea, like, you know what? If she could do it, why can't I? And I also love the legal aspect, to make sure that we have everything in order, rather than after the fact thinking, oh, why didn't I have this if you know, a problem develops or whatever. So that was great. I can tell you that I benefited from each session. I thought every session really, I never got bored. I thought that every time, and I was very motivated after each session to, you know, even if it was something small. And that's what I loved about it. You said, you know, don't try to accomplish everything, you know, pick one or two things that you can accomplish and do that. If it's a situation where from week to week you can't do everything, you know, focus on something and take it from there. And that's when I found out I wasn't as overwhelmed.
That's awesome. And I'll say that you sent us your service sheet. So one of the things we do for anyone watching is you draft a service sheet. We have templates for that. So you explain who you are, what you do, why you do it, how much everything costs, you know, all your pricing details. And so Sheila submitted hers and it was awesome, super impressive. And we just had a few suggestions. And so I think your service sheet is probably ready to go.
And I will tell you, just even the ideas from others. And also I love the Slack group, because that also motivated me. The comments, you know, from people and my making comments from others, I think that helps a lot. And the accountability, where it's like, okay, I've told everybody that I'm going to have this done by a certain time, so let's get it done. And I will tell you, the templates are just amazing, because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And that's what I love. And I love the fact that you are just so willing to say, hey, you know, feel free to just change, you know, my name or my business and insert yours and use the same language. It's okay. I mean, that's great, because we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Or if we say, okay, I would say it a different way, it still gives us something to start with. And it helps, you know, knowing that, you know, you've had success at this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Use my language, take it as long as it's accurate to what you're doing, like that's fine. Yeah, I wish I had all of those things when I got started. So that's why they're in there. So Sheila, what would you say to someone who's considering joining the Boss Club and they're just not sure yet?
I will tell you, I believe it was money well spent. I don't regret it at all. I love the fact that it's almost a situation where you have a network of people for the rest of your life if you want. And that's what I love, like the connections. And I like the fact that everybody wasn't necessarily specifically just grant writing. You know, people had other businesses, but related to, say, either fundraising or grant writing, or they were in the arts and they were interested in how to help their particular agency raise additional funds. So I like the fact that you have a diversity of students in it. And I learned so much from everybody and everyone's perspective. And I think that is great, because it's a situation where every session I, found something that I could use either in my own business or even in my own personal life, just to develop me or help me as a person. So that's why, I was really reflecting on and thinking it was money well spent. You can't buy this sort of information, and for what you're charging, I think is just phenomenal. Because I've looked into other grant writing scenarios, and they can't offer what you offer in terms of the experience, the camaraderie with the other students, and the information. And then your speakers were all so phenomenal and helpful in terms of providing useful information.
That's so fantastic to hear. Oh, I love it. Well, this has been great, Sheila. I know you're super busy. You got another trip coming up, so I'll let you go, but I really appreciate it. It helps so much for, I think, prospective, I was about to say clients, but prospective students and members to hear from other people who've been through it. So thank you.
My pleasure. And if you need anything else, please, because you have been so helpful in me, along my journey. So I really appreciate it. And I'll do anything to help you get, additional students, because it's definitely well worth it.
All right, how's everybody doing? We still have 70 people hanging out in here, so do you have questions? I want to thank you all again for being here. Thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedules to be with me. I'm glad that your time was well spent. Oh my gosh, Kinwall, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here in the Boss Club. And welcome to those of you who have joined, because I've been looking and I can see that several of you have joined. I'm so thrilled. The Boss Club join link is right here. Hannah just shared it again. There are more testimonials on there. So I do just want to let you know, if you felt like those testimonials gave you a little more insight, please look into the page. There's a lot more on there. So there's one from Patience. There's one from Kiani. There's one from Brittany, Shamitria, Angie, Jeff, Sheila's again. So yeah, there are more testimonials on there. Awesome. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, looking for the discount code. So if you're a current member of Grant Writing Made Easy and you want to purchase the one-time payment for any of the levels, you're going to get a discount code emailed to you. Hannah, I think you're probably going to make sure that Dawn especially gets it. Now I'm just going to end with a little music, okay? Because this is a time to celebrate all that you are about to accomplish. So let me know if it's too loud though. Can y'all hear that? I'm on a Doja Cat and Lizzo kick right now. Has anybody seen Lizzo's Big Girls? I just watched it this morning to get hyped for this workshop. Can you all hear? I can turn it up a little. Okay. Yeah, so we make Boss Club fun. I'm not here to be serious and be boring. We really enjoy ourselves and support each other. It's a great community of mostly women. I think we only have 2 men. So if that makes you feel supported, having a group of women, which I know it does for me, we're here for you. I'm going to hang out for another second if you all have any other questions. Thank you, Bren. So glad to have you. And hope to see you in Boss Club. Jennifer, thank you. I hope to see you all in Boss Club. We have big goals for Boss Club this year in terms of membership and in terms of the impact that we want to see with you all, okay? That's why we've made so many improvements. Thank you, Shelly, so much for being here. Have a wonderful week. Thank you, Dawn. Absolutely, Allison. We're here to practice what we preach, okay? Like, I'm happy to finally implement it. It took some time to figure out, but I've been wanting to do it for over a year, and I'm just thrilled to be able to do it. And I value you all so much. Thank you, Ernestine. Oh, would love to see you in 2023. Victoria, last day to join is April 22nd, okay? And then it starts the week after that. Alicia, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye, and see you in Boss Club.